Good afternoon to everyone. Today we're discussing the biggest thing that we are seeing right now, sellers' expectations in the current market after the change that has taken place over the last couple of months. Now, has there been a change? Yes. Is there a lot of fundamental data other than the extension days on market for current listings? Not so much. There isn't in most markets a lot of benchmark prices that we can say, look at the proof over here. These were selling at this price at the peak, and now down here, today's market, there's an adjusted price of X% in that range. We don't have that yet. What we do have, however, is properties sitting on the market for longer and buyers sitting on the fence with what seems at times like zero motivation. Obviously, this is a blanket statement, which I cannot make because there's still transactions taking place. There's still plenty of transactions taking place. However, for the most part, days on market are expanding or lengthening or adding or whatever you want to call it. So we have seen a shift, and now instead of saying my building, my comparable, this, I'm going to shoot to break the price record, a new world record in my neighborhood, and focus on trying to keep climbing. The current climate of the market is not going to allow you to do that. What you need to do is focus on a few other things, but with pricing, when you have your very sharp number, my suggestion is you go just below that to keep yourself attractive. You don't want to pick a price range of that market in today's market. You're gonna end up chasing the market down, which is a no-no. We don't wanna do that because days on market keep that cycle going, give buyers more reason to sit on the sidelines and wait until we reduce. So what we wanna do, we wanna focus on picking a sharp price. Number one, a sharp price is going to try and motivate those people off the fence. Look at this, the market may do something, may not, but this is a tangibility today, not the question mark of where the market's going. And today, this is a very attractive price compared to yesterday. So we need to jump on this before someone else does. That's the mindset you want to give buyers in today's market. I know it hurts. Sellers, you've had the other side of the option for many years now. So you can have a little bit of patience and let the buyers play the game a little. Remember, you need to get your mind around a new environment, but if we do want to sell, we now need to be extremely attractive coming to market. That means price and the next points I'm going to speak about. So keep the numbers that your agent is giving you. Look at those very carefully. Look at what the environment of the market was when those comps are coming from. Last 3 months, 6 months, closer to 6 months, and it was a different market. So price, be very sharp, price just below. No longer trying to achieve benchmark pricing. 2, how does your property look? You really need to focus on this now more than ever. Buyers have all the time in the world, so they believe. So they're sitting on the fence and watching what comes to market. So you need to give them an excuse to try and buy your home. What does that mean? Price, yes. Now what does it look like? You need to have your home looking perfect. Anything short will basically give buyers an excuse to wait and watch or to just pass you by for the next thing that looks perfect. So this is a way you can attract attention from the buying market. Maybe not lean so much to get that price hammered down there by making the product that you're selling look overly attractive. That may consist of some light detailing, some fluff by way of light staging, or a full stage, full paint job, full gardening, so on and so forth. You need to rely on your real estate specialist to give you their 2 cents, hopefully from experience, what they suggest you do to maximize what your property is going to look like in the eyes of the buyer. So price needs to be very sharp. The way the property looks needs to be perfect. And again, I've talked about proactive steps for sellers before. That pre-inspection from sellers will go a long way. It's a great investment for you to be able to say, I've had a third-party inspector in, this is what he or she said needed to be done. Here's the list of repairs that I've catered to based on inspection report from third-party trusted inspection company, and everything's done. So there's not going to be any surprises. So if the buyer chooses to get their own third-party inspector, those lists that you have since found and repaired are now not there, not allowing your buyer another step back into the door to say, actually, you know what, I want X amount off in addition to what we negotiated because of all these little issues. And if you don't like it, then I'm going to walk away because I have 10 other options. And unfortunately, at times they very well might, but we don't want to give buyers that opportunity. Now, do we? So those are the 3 main points that sellers need to be focused on. Don't focus so much on what the news, 50% less sales. Yes, days on market are longer and there's less inventory selling. Velocity of the market has definitely slowed. That's what the news is focusing on. That doesn't mean that prices have come down 50% or 10% or anything like that. We're seeing, when we look at the comparable numbers, a lot of buoyancy in the market still. Prices haven't fallen through the floor. However, to find active comparables that do show those numbers may be few and far between. Definitely not building up the majority of the comparables that you're going to be looking at in the majority of markets. markets. We always say focus on your own personal circumstances, deciding if it's the right time to sell or not. Then when you make that decision, we come to market with things like this in mind. No longer is it, okay, the benchmark price, we need to price sharply so we're not chasing the market down. We need to make the place look perfect, but we can't give buyers a reason not to buy. And we need to do proactive things like get pre-inspections so we can take all potential risk of them trying to renegotiate the deal off the table, so it's as clean a deal as we can create for our perfect little buyer that we're gonna have come and buy our property today. That's it for now. Any more questions on this? Phone 604-771-4606, j@McInnesmarketing.com. Call, email. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it, as usual. Bye for now. Talk to you soon.